Hi guys, this is Sarah, and today I'm going to show you some pages related to the lunar cycle, magic, and tarot. Also, excuse my very sad nails, they're looking pretty whack. The first page I'm going to show you guys today is just a simple layout of the lunar calendar for the rest of 2019. I'm starting off with a simple title at the top with an underline, and then I'm going to break it down by month. I'm going to write the name of the month in cursive, and next to it I'm going to put a little moon that represents a major part of the lunar cycle. I'm using a completely filled circle to represent the new moon, half filled on the left to represent the first quarter, open circle to represent the full moon, and a half filled on the right to represent the last quarter. Underneath each of them, I'm just going to write the day of the month that this moon phase falls on. Underneath that section, I'm also going to write the pagan name of the full moon. Each month's full moon has a pagan name attached to it based on the different aspects of nature that are highlighted during that time of year. For example, the rose moon is what Europeans call the June full moon. It has another name, the strawberry moon, which was given to it because June is the main time of year for harvesting strawberries. Strawberry moon was a term coined by the Algonquin tribes of North America. Basically, I want to write these traditional names down for each month because I want to learn more about the significance of each full moon throughout the year. At the bottom of the page, I'm going to draw Sagittarius because that's my sun sign. I also feel like it might be interesting in my next lunar calendar to include more astrology for each moon, but I'm not quite there yet with astrology. I don't know, I just don't know a whole lot about the actual constellations themselves and how they relate to the Earth's moon. If anyone has a good book or something to recommend on the topic, please let me know because I'd love to learn. Now that my lunar calendar is done, I'm going to write some correspondences for different moon phases. I've been studying different aspects of witchcraft for a few years now, and I've always wanted to get better at setting my intentions at the phases of the moon, because I'm a huge believer in its influence on our well-being and behavior. When you set your intentions or a goal for the lunar cycle, there are ways you can use the power of the moon to set yourself up for success. This is something I'm still learning how to do. Anyway, I made a similar title at the top of the page, and then I'm going to break down the main sections of the page by moon phase. For each phase, I'm going to write which days of the lunar cycle these phases apply to. For example, the new moon is the first 3 days of the cycle, and the crescent moon is the 4 days after that. I'm also writing some main points about each phase and what to focus on during that time in terms of my goal or intention that I originally set. Then, I'm just going to repeat this layout for the rest of the phases. I'm big into planning, obviously, so this type of spread really helps, and since it's right next to my lunar calendar, I can easily apply my energy in the most favorable way based on the moon. Bullet journals are meant to help you reach your goals, so I think including this part of my Book of Shadows in my bullet journal is appropriate. A Book of Shadows is basically a notebook that one fills with their beliefs and notes, and I keep a lot of notes in there when I'm researching paganism. I'm thinking maybe about turning my bullet journal into sort of a Book of Shadows as well. I have a separate one, but I write in my bullet journal far more often, and it might be easiest for me if I just combine the two, at least for certain parts of it. Also, my Book of Shadows isn't nearly this organized. Anyway, there is so much more you can include in a spread like this, or it could even be paired with a page that helps you outline your specific goal for one specific cycle. If you're interested in seeing something like that, let me know in the comments, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to develop something like that for myself. Oh, and while I was erasing, I found this little paper cutout of a moon that I meant to use in a piece of art that I ended up never making. Anyway, I just thought it was funny that it popped up now as I was filming a video basically all about the moon. For the last spread, I'm going to use a full 2 pages. This is going to be a collection of tarot spreads related to each moon phase. These are not spreads that I created, they're by someone named Tina Gong who runs an online tarot school. I'm basically going to break up the sections by moon phase, draw the card spread in order, and then I'm going to list on the right of the diagram what each card is representative of. I've been trying to learn tarot for a while, but it's still really new, and I think these will give me a few ideas to work with as I practice. Tarot is actually Italian in origin, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in any of this. The Italians got the idea of playing cards from Egyptians, and tarot cards were developed as a style of playing card that was then used for fortune telling. Tarot cards were also used in other parts of Europe like France and Germany. I'm not sure exactly which era these were developed, but yeah, nowadays they're still used as a tool for fortune telling by many people, and I've always had an interest in learning and finding out if I have a knack for it. In my opinion, tarot readings are a really good opportunity for self-reflection. Based on the cards you pull, it really makes you think about certain aspects of your life you may not always remember to acknowledge. It's also a great source of ideas when you're stuck somewhere in life. The first time I got my cards read, I was basically on my deathbed, and I think that's where the interest started for me. I think the hardest thing about tarot is knowing the symbolism off the top of your head, and pretty much I have to use a guide whenever I try to read my cards that can tell me exactly what the symbolism means. But it's really impressive when people can keep all of that in their head and get a real feel for the cards when they're doing readings. Also, I tried to go rulerless for this video and draw all of the straight lines myself, but usually that just ends up in more whiteout. Anyway, now I'm adding an accent to the edges of the cards using my gray mild liner as usual. So there are the 3 pages that I have for you today. It's really nice to have all of this information in one place rather than scattered in different places or in bookmarks in my internet browser. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.